All right, everybody, welcome to KW Connect Live. My name is David Voorhees. I'm an agent labs manager here at Keller Williams. I'm also a real estate agent just like you. So my first job as an agent, I have a small team here in Austin, Texas. We do around 80 transactions a year, 80 to 100 transactions a year. So that's my first job. I also do a lot of the tech training around Command. So you've been seeing me a lot on our KW Live sessions. And I'm here to help you guys dig into Command in an easy, manageable way and make sure that you leave here with just one thing. You know, my goal would be for you to leave here with one thing that allows you to move your business forward in Command. And that certainly doesn't mean having to move your business over all the way tomorrow. That's actually not what we want you to do. We want you to take a nice, slow process to move over and make sure it happens in a way that doesn't disrupt your current business. So we don't want to disrupt your current business. What we're talking about today, this class is for someone who wants to start the journey but may not know where to start and doesn't know much about Command, hasn't played much with it. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to do step-by-step instructions to get started, just kind of an overview of Command. So those of you that are joining us on KW Connect Live, you can now participate in class by asking questions through Slido. And Slido.com P017 is the code you would use. So Slido.com P017 if you want to submit some questions for us to handle today. Those of you that are joining me live in the room, as a reminder, your camera must be on in order for you to ask questions. If you want, you can digitally raise your hand, and that would be a way that I know that you have a question or a comment. So we're going to jump right in. And the first thing I want everyone to do is actually log into Command. So if you go to agent.kw.com, and that web address is in the bottom right corner of my slide, agent.kw.com, and that's how you log into Command. You will use your normal MyKW login credentials. So the same thing that you log into MyKW with, you will use to log into Command. So go ahead and go to agent.kw.com, and you'll be able to actually follow right along with me today as we go through things. So let's jump into our agenda. Here's what we're going to cover. We're going to get to know Command overall. We're going to connect some applications in Command. We're going to prepare your marketing profile. We're going to look at contacts in Command, as that's a really, really good starting place, is contacts. And then we're going to talk about next steps. So we're going to go pretty quick, but we're going to stay at a pretty high level for most of this stuff. We've got classes that are going to dig deeper. And if you check out our KW Connect Live training calendar, you'll be able to see all those classes. We're doing many a day, every day of the week. We're here for you guys every day live to make sure that you get what you need out of Command. I do want to point out, I'm going to point this out now and at the end of class 2, go ahead and one of the resources you should go to first is the Tech-Enabled Agent page on KW Command, or on KW Connect, I'm sorry. So if you go to KW Connect and go to the Tech-Enabled Agent page, that's where you're going to find all of our resources and live training around Command specifically. This is a great place to, like I said, see the live stream training calendar, look at all of our guides, see all of our on-demand videos. So all of these are recorded and posted. So you'll be able to see everything we're doing here again if you missed something or you want to go back and rewatch. There's also a lot of how-to videos. So if you don't know how to do something, this should be a great first place to start. Those of you watching on KW Connect, if you want to join the live room here where you can interact with us, you can go to KW Connect, go to Resources, and then hit Connect Live. So if you want to join us live in the room, which we would love to have you, the more people in the room that can be asking questions, the better for us. You can click on any of these sessions and click here to register. So if you use the click here to register link in any of these sessions, that's a great way to join us live in the room. We would love to have you interact with us live while we go through this stuff. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. What you see on the screen right now is a bunch of words, and these are some words and terminology that you're going to see a lot of in Command, or we're going to talk a lot about. So those that are joining us on KW Connect Live, kind of think about what these words mean to you and how they relate to your business today and KW Command. So I'll go to my audience here and ask, just for a show of hands, if you have something. What do you think you know about Command and these words? How might you connect these words with Command? Seth, go ahead.
So, I mean, most of those words I'm seeing apply to getting your contacts in, getting them in accurately, and then the things that you can do once they're um, in your database and they have the proper tags, proper information, and then the things that then will be unlocked that you can utilize for those things once that's done.
Gotcha. So I'm trying to unpack what you said a little bit in my brain, but what I heard there was, this is around getting information into the system, and then what you can do with that information once you get it in the system. That's kind of what these words mean to you. So great point there. Anyone else have any comments or ideas around that? All right, looks like we're fresh out of ideas here, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the kind of first section here. So what do you think you know about command? So we want to think deep here, and what do you think you know? So I know, Seth, you're pretty well versed in the system. What do you think you know about command? And my challenge is going to be to try and teach you something you don't know today. So that's going to be my challenge.
I'd like to say I think I know pretty much what it's capable of doing currently right at this very moment. I know that's a bold thing to say, but things are changing literally by the minute. But I'm kind of obsessing over it that much that I'm all over the place. I'm trying things, clicking buttons, trying to implement things. So I'd love to be taught something new. That would be phenomenal.
All right, that's my goal. My goal is to leave you with something that's new to you. So we'll see how I do there. But those of you that are joining us, to be honest, I want you to think deep as well. Think about what you know about command, but go into this class with an open mind, right? Command is very, very big. It's a very big system, and it's very broad. It can be overwhelming. I get it. Listen, I work with it literally almost every minute of every day, and it's still overwhelming to me at times, or I'll find things that I didn't know existed. The amount of stuff that's coming through is really, really amazing, and it's happening very quickly, as Seth said. So here's what we're going to go through today. We're going to talk about, I'm going to go actually into command here in a minute. We're going to talk about applets in command and what that means. We're going to talk about getting help. We're going to talk about the name dropdown, and then we're going to talk about command settings. So I'm going to actually go into a live version of command here, and you can see we've got a live version on the screen, if you can see my screen. And we're just going to start with what you see when you log in. So when you log in from agents.kw.com, this is going to be the first screen you see. And this is what we call the dashboard currently. And the dashboard houses a bunch of cards at this point. So the cards represent all of the applets, or the logos on the left side of your screen are called applets. There's a card that represents every one of those and tells you a little bit more about them. So if you ever have questions about what all this stuff is, this should be your place to go. Now, I do want to let you know that coming soon there will actually be a dashboard that tracks daily action items, goals, and key metrics. So at some point in the near future, this is going to go away and become an actual dashboard. So I would get familiar with it now and get familiar with all the applets you have now. I'm going to go down all of the applets on the left-hand side just so you kind of know what they are and what they do. The first one is dashboard. The second one is contacts. So the two people logo is contacts. And if you'll notice as I hover over the applet logo, it's going to tell you everything you need to know about what that does. Right below contacts, the third one down is going to be called Task Manager, and this is where you manage tasks inside of command. Smart Plans is right below that. Now, Smart Plans doesn't actually currently have much function, so if you go there and you don't see anything working, don't worry about that. That's normal. Right below that is your Referral Network, so this is where you can manage all of your referrals inside of command right here on the fifth applet down on the left. Just below that, we have opportunities or your sales pipeline. So still says opportunities on the screen. This is where your opportunities live inside of your sales pipeline. Just below that, we have Lead Accelerator. And this is where you could go and do Facebook advertising, print mail, Twitter, Instagram, Google pay-per-click, and we make it nice and easy right here inside of Lead Accelerator. Just below that, we have our reporting applet. And reporting is live. There is reporting information in there. So that's where you'll go see reporting, and we'll continue to make that a very, very robust system the farther we build into command. Right below that, you have email campaigns, and this is where your campaigns will live, right? Email campaigns, potentially direct mail campaigns. This is going to be a very robust area where you can go manage all those in one place. Right below that, we have Sketchhouse, which is our version of where you'll keep your marketing collateral. So this may be where you create marketing designs, you've uploaded that you're currently using. That'll all live right here in Sketchhouse. Right below that, we have listings. One thing I want to highlight about listings is that currently, if you click on listings, you will see a preview of KWLS 2.0. So if you click on listings, you can see a preview of that. When you do that, I want to make sure that you realize this is a preview. There are bugs in there. We're very aware that there are a lot of bugs. There are some MLSs that aren't pulling data incorrectly, but we wanted to give you an idea of what it's going to look like in the future moving forward with KWLS 2.0. You'll be able to manage that right from command right here. Just below that, we have local insights, and you guys may remember when we rolled out local insights at MegaCamp last year. This is how you're going to give valuable information to your database and be able to populate your consumer app with really unique, interesting information. So that's local insights. If you want to create those from your desktop, you can absolutely do that. And last and certainly not least is landing pages. This is where you're going to go and create landing pages as a way to share your consumers, your one-to-one IDX websites. So by clicking on landing pages, you can go create some stuff and try it out. The one thing I'll encourage you to do, guys, is start playing with things. There's nothing here that you're going to break, and there's no way that you can know it all in one shot. So we think, like most things, and always use the iPhone as an example, right? Our iPhones are a massively complex device. There's tons and tons of features, and very few of us use them all. In fact, I know that I don't use all of them on my phone. We know that in command, like your iPhone, you're going to get about 80% of your functionality out of about 20% of the things you use. So the 20% of the things that make the most sense for your business are going to provide you 80% of the value in command. Think about it that way. You do not have to learn it all today. So that's the applets in command. The next thing I want to cover, and I'm going to cover this more than once, so pardon me for being redundant at the end of the show too, is how do you get help? One of the things when people log in, they kind of have a short circuit and they get lost. If you need help while you're in command, there's 3 things I want you to think about. The very first one is the question mark at the top right-hand corner of your screen. The question mark is where you'll go and find help articles. So you can see if I dig into contacts as an example, and I click on the question mark, it's going to take me to all of the KWU help articles around contacts. So there's everything you need to know inside of command around contacts is right here. You can scroll, you can search, but it's intuitive and it's smart and it knows where you live. Think of the question mark is, I don't know how to do it. When I don't know how to do something, go to the question mark. The next place you're going to want to know about is the support button. And the support button is on the bottom right-hand corner just to the left of chat. Support is when you think something is broken. So if you think something's broken in command, click support, and it's going to bring up this little box. You're going to have 2 options here sometimes. You'll always have at least one. You can always leave a message. So you can always leave a message with support right here. If our support team has availability, you'll also be able to live chat with them from your desktop right here in command, and they'll be able to help you walk through anything you need. So again, support is used if you think something is broken inside of command. The last place that you should think about going is if you have a new idea. People have tons of new ideas every day about command. We used to point you down here to the lab dog in the bottom right-hand corner. Now I'd encourage you actually to go to ideas.kw.com. Ideas.kw.com is where all of the lab dog, all of the ideas get populated to. So if you go to ideas.kw.com with your new idea, you can look it up and see if anyone else has already had that same or similar idea. From here, you can get your idea through the pipeline faster by upvoting the ideas that are important to you. So maybe someone already has your idea, and you can just vote for theirs, and it'll move through the system faster. Ideas.kw.com is our roadmap, guys. This is where we're going to get the next things that we need to build into command. So use it. It's a really, really awesome place. You can see at the top in my web browser here, there's almost 8,000 ideas in the system. So chances are, if you're thinking about something command needs, we have it already here. We just need you to vote for it. So again, one more time, question mark is for I don't know how to do it. Support is for I think it's broken. And ideas.kw.com is for new ideas in command. So while we're on the home screen in the dashboard, the other kind of static area that I want to talk about is in the top right-hand corner, and that's your name dropdown. So that's where you're going to find your settings. So there's 4 things you see here. One of them is your profile. The next one is settings. The next one is command training, and then there's the way to log out actually. So we'll start with profile, and I got here by clicking on my name in the top right-hand corner. If I click profile, that's going to take me to my KW Connect profile. One thing you can see that happened real quickly is I moved from Command into Connect. This is your very first sneak peek inside of KW Connect 2.0. You can see my applets on the left-hand side changed, and it says Connect here instead of Command. So this is your KW Connect profile. This is the profile that is internal facing. So this is an agent facing profile. This is the one that when people look up and ask about you for a referral network or looking you up for referrals, this is the profile they're going to see. There is an edit profile button here, so you can actually edit your profile. We'd ask that you do that from KW Connect at this point. The real information and the static information, the best information we have about your profile is still living in KW Connect. So go to KW Connect, edit your profile there if you need to make any changes, and that'll flow directly through to this screen. The other thing I want to point out on your Connect profile or this profile that we have is there's some words here around kind of your job titles, KWRI staff and KW agent you can see here for Jessica Campbell. If you see job titles here that may not match up with how you do things, that's a question for your Market Center leadership. So that's typically something that's assigned by your MCA. So go to them and ask them why they're using those codes. They all have reasons why they use them, and some of them use different codes for different things. So don't worry if you're seeing things under your name that may not match with how you do your business, such as you may see buyer specialist even though you also take listings. This is just a way that your Market Center has been categorizing you and being able to sort your information inside of WinMore going forward. So go ask them how they use it, and they'll be able to give you a better idea of how that works. I'm going to go back into Command now and click on the next box, which is Settings. So Settings is where all of your connected applications are going to live and all of the things that hook into Command as well as a bunch of other stuff. So the first screen you see is Applications. You can see there's a bunch of connected applications already at the top like PieSync and Facebook Ad Manager, Twitter Ad Manager, and MailChimp. Those are already connected. Below are social things that I can connect, like Facebook and Twitter for post scheduling, productivity, Google Calendar, eEdge, Gmail, Twilio, which is a third-party SMS messaging program to help you text message through Command, and Office 365. This is all our productivity suite, and if you see, you can connect all these accounts. It's very, very simple. If I were to go connect to Gmail, I'll just click the button and show you what it looks like. You can sign directly in with your Google sign-in, and that's going to connect your account to Command. And at the very bottom is marketing automation. So that's Google AdWords. So if you do any Google AdWords stuff, for me, that's too high level and it confuses me, so I don't mess with it. But if you do use Google AdWords at a high level, you can connect that directly with Command as well. I want to go over the Command settings, which are just to the left of the application screen. A couple of things you'll see over here are Contact Archive, Opportunity Archive, and Database Wipe. So if you archive a contact in Command, and we'll get into that in another show, but this is where that will live. So Contact Archive lives here, Opportunity Archive lives here, and if you make the mistake like I did when I first started and bring a bunch of information into Command without really thinking about it, we've also given you the ability to wipe your database clean from right here. So you'll be able to delete all your contacts if you want to. Make sure you think twice before you do that. You have opportunity settings, custom fields and custom tags, which are inside of the contact record. Those are really, really helpful tools. This is where your global custom fields and custom tags live. Neighborhood snaps. This is where you can set your neighborhoods. You can see your landing page, and you can see all your team data if you're part of a team. Import logs is another interesting place. This is where you can see what information you've imported into Command, and that would come in the shape of the Command contacts import template that we give you from the contact screen. This is where you would do that. So we talked about one profile in the top right corner. You have a second profile in Command, which is your marketing profile. And I want to touch on that at a pretty high level, yet show you it. Your marketing profile is where you're going to go and build your profile that's going to go out to the public. So this is a non-agent facing profile. The biggest point to remember that is when you write it in your bio. So you wouldn't want to use terminology in your bio for facing the public like bold or MAPS coaching client. That's not going to mean much to the general public. It will mean a lot as it pertains to your KW Connect profile. So use this opportunity to write your bio for your public-facing profile here in your marketing profile. You see you can upload your photo, you can upload your team logo, obviously our name and contact details, your market center information, the legalese here in the legal footer box if that's something you need, all of your social, and a place for your branded KW app. The one thing I want you to remember when filling out your marketing profile is to make sure you click save at the bottom. If you don't click save, none of the stuff will save. And some of the mistakes that people make often here are they don't scroll all the way down to the bottom to see it. So make sure you take that opportunity to scroll down and click save in the bottom left corner. And then there's the languages section. So there's some language and display settings here as well in this command settings tab. So again, this is everything you can find inside of settings. I'm going to go back up to the top right corner and click on the name again and command training. You'll remember that I mentioned the tech-enabled agent page, and that's where a lot of our training lives, our resource guides, our how-to videos, and the recordings of all these live stream sessions. If you click on command training, guess where it takes you? Right to KW Connect tech-enabled agent page. So super quick shortcut, rather than having to remember the web address, just click the command training button under the name tag, and you will have it right at your fingertips, the tech-enabled agent page. And last and certainly not least, if you want to log out, you can do so from there as well. All right. So we talked about social productivity and marketing automation inside of settings. We looked at preparing your marketing profile and all of the things that you need to put in there. You'll need your marketing profile is very important. And what you're going to start to see is the ability to set up monthly neighborhood nurtures of the personalized IDX pages that we have in Command. So you'll need to have your marketing profile set up in order to do that. So it's a great place to start with your marketing profile because you'll need it. So here's a shortcut for you guys that are curious about your marketing profile. If you go to the question mark and type in Kelly Guide and hit return, it's going to walk you through setting up your marketing profile, and you don't even have to do anything. So you can just click, search for Kelly Guide, click Get Started, click here to activate your monthly Neighborhood Nurture Smart Plan, and it's going to walk you through building your marketing profile step by step. You don't even have to think about it. So this is a shortcut to fill out your marketing profile for those of you that may not know what to put in there. All righty. Any questions so far from those of you that are participating with us live here or on Slido? Remember, slido.com, P017 if you have questions. Cool. Looks like we are all good on questions. That must mean I'm doing a really good job of explaining. So some things I want to touch on real quick inside of contacts. It's kind of the first place to get started inside of Command is the contacts record. Number one, before anything, start small. Consider uploading a small portion of your current database into Command. And I'm talking like 10 or 20 people. Those of you that have seen this before, and you've probably heard me say this on many sessions, I opened the faucet all the way and moved 1,600 people in on day one. That was a mistake. We didn't have the wipe all database feature at that time. And so I ended up having to go through, my admin ended up having to go through and delete everyone from the system. So start small with contacts. Plan to systematically upload your groups. Break down your database into manageable chunks and upload them piece by piece. Maybe first you start only with past buyer clients. Then you start only with past seller clients. Maybe your sphere comes next. So think about breaking your database down and uploading them piece by piece in a systematic way. This is where you'll go back to the settings section and we'll talk a little bit about custom tags and custom fields. By uploading a small piece at a time, you'll start to really understand what custom tags and custom fields are in your database or that you need to run your business. Most importantly, clean up your information before you upload it. So we 100% don't want you to have bad information in Command. The data and the AI and the insights you're getting out of the system are only as good as the information that gets put into it. So I would encourage you to you take some time inside of the CSV file that you can get right from command. If you click import, you can download a pre-made CSV that you can fill with all of your database in it. So you can download the CSV, input all of the people that you want to upload, and then just upload right from here, right from this import box. Take the time to clean up that data. On our team, here's what that looks like. We're calling everyone in our sphere to make sure that we have at least a good first and full name, email address, and phone number. If I don't have confirmed contact information for someone in my sphere, they don't go into my sphere. The other big thing to get from people, if you can there, is their actual neighborhood and their address. If you can get their physical address, you're going to be one step ahead of the game when it comes to the monthly neighborhood nurtures and the personalized IDX pages. You'll also want to make sure you create the custom fields and custom tags before you make the upload. So once you figure out your database and you have the custom tags and custom fields lined out, you want to create those before you upload into command. And you'll do that right here, again, in the settings section from the name drop down in the top right corner, custom fields and custom tags. You can see there's some custom fields have already been created: anniversary, referral info, type, and custom tags around Austin buyers, hot, warm, cold, new, seller, things like that. So that's custom tags and custom fields, and you want to do that before you do anything. So it looks like Seth has a question. We're going to take his question. I'm going to dive in and actually create a custom field for you live. Go ahead, Seth.
I just was going to ask, for the landing pages, is there any plans or anything about being able to just switch a button and it adds a link, or just maybe even default have it has a section in the landing pages for Keller Mortgage already done, ready to rock?
So yeah, so I think you'll see, and I don't want to stray too far off topic from the overview here, but you're onto something, which is you'll see the one-to-one IDX sites start to have more sections in it, right? I can't imagine that a Keller Mortgage section or a mortgage calculator section is too far down the road. So it's definitely on our roadmap for sure. Any other questions or comments, either from our live audience here in the room with me or on Slido? Remember, those of you joining us on Connect Live, slido.com, P017 is how you can submit your question to get answered. So I want to dive in real quick to custom fields and custom tags because they are very important when it comes to uploading your database. Custom fields, and the example I always use here is the pies, right? Just because my team does pie giveaways around Thanksgiving time. And currently in our system, I don't have the ability to create a custom field. I can't create a field that everyone in my database has. I use a tag for that now. So I have to have 3 different tags for 3 different pie flavors to categorize my database in that way. In command, the way I would choose to do that is by creating a custom field that belonged in every single contact record. By clicking in the top right corner and hitting create new custom field, I can go favorite, pie flavor, and then I want to select the type of custom field. I'm going to choose drop down, and I'm going to make this a default custom field. What that means is that every single contact record that's created will get this custom field. I'm going to add some choices to my drop down: apple, pecan, and pumpkin. And then I'm going to click create. So you can see favorite pie flavor has now been added as a custom field. If I go back to my contacts record, we're going to cross our fingers here and see if we've got pie flavor available for us. So I've edited Adam's contact record here. You can see at the very bottom, favorite pie flavor is already a default custom field. It already lives here. So I could just select Adam likes apple pie, and I can hit save. You can see the power in doing this ahead of time before you upload your contacts records into command. So create these custom fields ahead of time before you upload your stuff, and it's going to save you a lot of time down the road. So it looks like my system's taking a little bit of time here. I'm just going to go ahead and close out of this contact record. I've demonstrated the custom field. I want to go back and talk a little bit about custom tags, which is something different. So a custom tag that I use in my world is we break our database down into a VIP list, right? There's those people in my world, and our definition of VIP is someone that's caused me to have more than one piece of business. So 2 or more pieces of business, either by referral or by them doing transactions with me, is a VIP in my world. So I want to tag those people. It wouldn't make sense to have a global custom field around that because it belongs to a very small portion of my database. So if I hit create new tag, I could just type VIP. I could choose a color. We'll choose gray and hit create. And you can see VIP has now been created as a custom tag inside of Command. I can edit that custom tag and change colors if I'd like to. Or I can delete it if I realize, I don't really want the custom tag URL, or I don't want Houston Renters as a custom tag. I can delete those. Seth, go ahead. Looks like Seth has a question for us.
Yeah, I was just going to ask this for the audience. With the tags, let's say you're uploading your CSV, and you have a bunch of custom tags in your CSV, or maybe you have them as groups and you move whatever those groups were called into the custom tag section. Do you have to go into Command first and create those custom tags for them to apply to the people when you upload it, or will it automatically make them, or what's the deal with that?
So we certainly suggest that you go ahead and create those custom tags ahead of time. So create the custom tags you have. It's a really, really good question. We dive deep into custom tags and custom fields in our actual contact upload class, which that's referring to with the CSV file. But you'll need to create those custom tags and custom fields ahead of time. It's the best way to make sure that nothing gets lost when you move over into Command. Alrighty. So there's 2 ways to upload your contacts into Command. And I'm just going to kind of talk real quick. You've cleaned up your data. You've created your custom tags and custom fields. The next thing I want to talk about is how you actually get people into Command. And I'm just going to gloss over both of these because we actually dive deep in additional classes to doing them. And we'll actually walk you through doing it step by step live on the air. The first way you can do it is using the Command import template, which Seth just referenced. You find that by clicking the import button from inside the contact record. Click import. Download the pre-made CSV file to upload your contacts into the Command system. You'll definitely want to do this and move your information into this CSV, into the columns that it makes the most sense. So that's how you would do it with a CSV file. And the reason you would have a CSV file to do this is your current system probably allows you to export into a CSV. You're just going to want to copy and make sure that all the fields match correctly with our CSV. So don't just drag yours from your old system into Command. That's like having a whole different language spoken to our system, and we don't understand it. You'll need to use our template to make sure it works the best. The other way that you can upload people into Command is through PySync. And PySync is, remember, in the integrations page under Settings. So if I click on Settings from the name dropdown, you'll see that PySync is actually already connected here. PySync is a way to connect more than 150 applications straight into KW Command and have that information talk either bidirectionally, so have your system talk to Command and Command talk to your system, or to choose either direction that you want that information to flow. Google Contacts is one that people often use, as well as iCloud. You can have iCloud talk directly with Command and Google Contacts talk directly with Command, along with 150 more applications. And you can go to PySync's website for help around this or to see all of the applications that can be connected. Remember earlier when we talked about import logs? So this is the reason you would go look at your import logs is if you used our CSV file. If you click import logs and hit my logs, this is where you would go to see those imports that you've done. Not only can you see how many contacts have been imported, but you can see how many contacts have failed with your import. So you can see we've had some here where no contacts have made it through. If that happens to you, this is where you should go to look and see what happened. You can actually download the error file so you can find out what didn't come through and what the problem was about that. So import logs is going to be where you find any information about your CSV file imports that you want. Any questions so far? All right, guys, we really, really appreciate the question. So, next steps from here, guys. What I want to do is review the next steps that you might take in Command. Number one, I want you guys to keep up with everyone's address. If you can have a hard address for everyone in your system, that's going to make your life a lot easier, and it's going to make your communication with them a lot more purposeful inside of Command. From there, we want to talk about neighborhoods. So neighborhoods is how you would have information given to your database, hyperlocal specifically with their neighborhood one-to-one page, and then the neighborhood snap URL. So I'm going to jump into the contact record and find one that has that working, and I'm going to click on contacts. I'm going to find Adam here. And Adam doesn't have any neighborhoods. This is perfect. So this is Adam's contact record. And what I talk about when I have neighborhoods is you can see Adam doesn't have any addresses. So we don't know where Adam lives. But I might know that Adam lives in this particular neighborhood in Austin. I can click Add Neighborhood, view the map, and I can zoom right into Austin, Texas. And you can either search or you can zoom in like I'm doing. I just happen to know that Adam lives in Lost Creek, which is in Austin. But he's also interested in the adjacent neighborhoods that are close to Lost Creek. And I'm going to select these 5 neighborhoods for Adam, and I'm going to click Save. From there, what I've done is I've created a one-to-one personalized IDX page for Adam. How I get to that page, remember I've added neighborhoods. If I just get neighborhood snap URL here, copy the URL, and paste it into a web browser, you'll be able to see exactly what Adam sees. And if you'll watch my screen, that should pop up any second. And what we have here is a neighborhood one-to-one website for Adam specifically. It's got active information, it shows the particular neighborhood and the series of neighborhoods that he's interested in. You can see I can scroll through those at the top. It's got the active homes for sale that I can actually click into from here. It's got a call to action to have Adam get in touch with me if he has any information or questions. And then it's got my information at the bottom. The other thing that can happen from here is maybe Adam thinks this is really cool and wants to share it. He can actually share this directly with somebody and put in their information and send it to them. If he sends them this link, it's going to create them in your system, and it's also going to create them their own unique URL as well. So if this is shared with someone, they're going to be automatically created as a contact in Command, and they're automatically going to have a neighborhood page added to their contact record. Super, super powerful if you're starting to deliver this to your close sphere or your VIPs. At the top as well, Adam can also search. So you can click search here, and he has a full IDX search. He can look at any property, not only anywhere in Austin, but anywhere in the country. So this is really, really powerful for a number of reasons. How do we search outside of your current IDX range or your current MLS range now? We don't have an option. Now inside of KW Command, you do. You can search anywhere in the country right from these neighborhood pages. So it looks like Seth asked a question about the long URL that I typed in. You guys can see that it's a very long URL at the top. We're working on ways to shorten these and even make them customizable. So you'll be able to customize them for your clients. So we're working on that now. You could actually use Bitly or Google URL shortener, which Seth brought up as well. There should be some great places you could go shorten these and send them to your clients that way. So that's around your neighborhood landing pages and the information for your clients. So remember, add the neighborhoods and then get the neighborhood snap URL. You see the add to smart plan button. We do a whole other class on adding those smart plans and marketing with your neighborhood landing page. So come back for that class at a later time. All right. So the next thing I want to do is look at sales pipeline. So sales pipeline is the other big piece that I would be thinking about if I was in Command today. So as an example, so my team, I'm the only one that currently has anyone in Command. I have a very small number of people in there, and the only 2 places I'm really working are inside of the contact record as well as the sales pipeline, which we're seeing here. This is the sales pipeline where your opportunities live. You can see the sales pipeline super easy to use. If I click into any of these stages or phases, I can click right in and see what I have. It looks like I have a couple of, one pre-listing and one showing. If I wanted to move people through our system, I could just drag and drop them to the next section. Drag and drop to the next section moves them over through my sales pipeline. For those of you that don't have a way to look into your business like this now, this is extremely powerful. This is an awesome way to really take a look at what money you have coming in the future. You can see on the right-hand side, you've got probable income versus potential income. Potential income would be all of the money that is available to you inside of your sales pipeline. Probable income is just the adjusted commission based on the percentages in each stage of something closing. So this is a really, really interesting, very unique way to look at your business and understand how much money you're actually going to have coming in the future. So this is your sales pipeline, and we just want to talk about dragging things through there. Alrighty, so we're going to go back. It looks like we've got actually a question here on Slido. So remember, if you're watching on KW Connect Live, you can ask questions at slido.com, P017. First question we have is, I have a profile in Connect. Do I need a command profile in order to be added to white pages? Can information flow from Connect to command? It's a great question. So if I go to the top right corner and click on profile, this profile is actually your KW Connect profile that's being pulled into command. So by clicking on profile from the name dropdown, you're actually going to see your KW Connect profile in command. It's the same thing. We still want you to go to Connect to edit this because that's our true source of information for this. Soon we'll shut that switch off and you'll be able to edit your profile right from in here with some regularity, and it'll be able to save. So thanks so much for that question. It's a really good one. All right, Zach Younger. Hey, Zach. Question, can I order the neighborhoods for a contact to choose which neighborhoods show up first on their neighborhood snap URL? It's a really good question. So what Zach's asking, I think, is, I'm going to go back into Adam's contact record, is can I change the order of how these show up on the landing page? Currently, I don't believe there's a way to do that, Zach, but that's a really good idea. I would point you to ideas.kw.com to give us that piece of feedback, and we'll add that to the roadmap. I love that idea, is ordering them in a certain way or in a way that makes sense, most sense for someone in your database. So great question. All right, so I want to go back to our PowerPoint here. So at the very beginning, we talked about command and thinking deep, and Seth gave us a couple of thoughts at the beginning. One was getting contacts in and getting them ready accurately was something that he thought those words meant to us. Things they can do once you move them in your database was the other thing he thought. And then things are changing by the minute, so play around and make sure that we go through and take a look and learn what's in command. So what were we right about? Well, Seth was right about almost all of that stuff. So any ahas or takeaways after today? And what thinking might you have been wrong about? For those of you that are watching us, you can post your comment in Slido, or you can join us in the room and ask, what were you thinking about command when you got on this session that you may have been wrong about before you joined? No comments on wrong about. That's awesome. That means that we're doing a good job of getting our information out there, and we're doing a great job of explaining to you guys how the system works. Did anyone learn anything new about command today? Our goal is to make sure that you could take away at least one new thing from this session and implement in your business or learn about command. Those that are joining us live in the room, or anyone on Slido, you can post your comment here on what you learned about command today that was new to you. You know, one of the things that I wouldn't say necessarily learned, but I had an aha about recently was sharing the neighborhood one-to-one IDX pages. Being able to share those with people, I thought about using it as an open house sign-in, creating a neighborhood landing page and sharing that with people that come into my open house and having them automatically populate into my system and give them that landing page as they left as something of value to them. Remember, no other company in the world can give hyper-local neighborhood information at that level. They just can't do it. They don't have the information that we have all in one place. Seth, go ahead. Looks like you have a question or comment.
I don't know how deep you wanted to get into the landing pages section specifically, but I thought it's super cool when you click on landing pages. Is that unlocked for everybody?
Yeah, it should be for sure.
Okay. What's super cool is how you have my landing pages, which are custom landing pages that you made for a specific neighborhood or a set of neighborhoods that you can then go to, Google domains and buy domains like, you know, my Swanee Park Realtor or whatever the neighborhood is, and forward these domains to it. And they can be basically, I mean, they're complete landing page websites that are dynamic, that are branded specifically to you, that you can start, you know, putting out everywhere for whoever's, you know, interested in that. And then you have the other tab for our contacts landing pages. So you see all the landing pages that you have made or created for your contacts right there in one place. And you can go in there and update them, change them, see what's going on with those. So I just think that's super, super cool that they have that now.
Yeah, that's a really good insight there. Thanks for that, Seth. So what Seth's talking about is in the top right corner under settings again. Remember, we've been here already once today. Under neighborhood snaps, he's talking about my neighborhoods and landing page. So this is an area where you could go create your neighborhoods specifically. These are the neighborhoods you're interested in. Share your expertise with contacts. Select neighborhoods that you're most familiar with. And this is where you select the neighborhoods that you're most familiar with. I'll actually drag you to the ones where I do most of my business, right here. This is where most of my business in Austin exists, right in this area. And I hit next and select the landing page to use. Now, I haven't created any landing pages, but this is an awesome area where you can go and create landing pages. Here's your Barton Hills, Briker Woods, Caswell Heights. This is an example of your landing page and what it looks like. This is also where you can customize your landing page. I could change the header to dark or to red, to KW red, and this would customize your landing page for you. So really, really good insight there, Seth. I appreciate that. All right, so one thing I want to go over, again, before we leave, is how do you join us on our live streams? If you want to join us on our live streams, we've got a couple of ways to do that. One, you can always watch on KW Connect Live, so that's always an option for you here with our live sessions. But if you go to KW Connect, to resources, and to Connect Live, where you're used to going to watch our live sessions, you can join in the room by clicking any of these sessions and hitting click to register. So this is where you'd be able to go and join me live in the room and ask your questions live. Next place I want to make sure we talk about is the Tech-Enabled Agent page on KW Command. Tech-Enabled Agent page is going to give you all of our live stream calendar. It's going to give you all of the guides we have built around all of our live training, all of the on-demand classes, so everything we're doing here you can find here, and our how-to videos. So that's all on the Tech-Enabled Agent page on KW Command. Remember, you find that by clicking on the name drop-down and clicking Command Training. Last but not least, how you get help. Remember, the question mark in the top right is if you have a question and don't know how something works. The support button is if you think something's broken. And if you have a new idea, you're going to go to ideas.kw.com to share that new idea. So, before everyone gets out of here, I'd love for you guys to go take the course evaluation. You can do that by going to kweval.com and filling out the course evaluation. Remember, our live stream sessions are very, very much in the labs process. We're only 2.5 weeks into these, so we'd love to know how we can provide more value to you and make sure that you leave here with tangible things that you can go do in your business and implement today. So give us that feedback on kweval.com. You can also talk to Kelly and ask her to take the course evaluation, and you'll be able to go that way. So from all of us here at KWRI, thank you so much for those joining us on KW Connect Live. Thanks for those that joined me live in the room here. We will see you on our next session. Thanks so much.